And we're back to Change Yourself, Change the World, episode X. I don't even know which one we're on anymore, 20 something or whatever. Yeah, we just here talking about things and stuff, and we ended up talking about edibles and how our path led to edibles. Right now, I'm only doing tinctures. I'm not doing edibles or smoking or any of that stuff. It's
We'll
just
say they were very, very important things we were talking about, clearly. And then we got to cannabis, which is like one of the most important things.
right.
Aside from it's like almost fully like legal across the United States currently. Congratulations to this most recent election.
One of the biggest
But we're also
drugs.
coming from long lines of I've known it for quite some time and how it impacts my life in a negative at times.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything done the wrong way can impact your life in the negative.
Yeah, too much, right? Too much of anything
It's
can
just the
become
wrong way, dude.
huh?
It's just a little bit of the wrong
True. Yeah, I
thing, the
guess
wrong
that's
way. A
because
little bit.
now for me, I'm going to like the most potent weed, and like it's almost as if I'm that same dude that was chasing that opiate high. You know what I mean?
That's what I constantly find as well. Once you start actually becoming a habitual user, you can't, you just never get back to those. Like the best thing I could recommend you is take a break for like a month.
No, for sure. And then you come back to those highs again. I get that, but like, man, I don't know, because for me, it just seems like it always ends up trickling to the most extreme version, and maybe I don't know, but I always find myself personally coming back because sometimes, and I think moving forward, just growing my own for spiritual purposes, and like when I first got back into it, this time I would set intents and I would learn things from it initially, and then I stopped setting intents and I started just smoking again.
Yeah, it just became a thing. Um,
Yeah, another habitual thing I was doing every day, and then started becoming gradually earlier and earlier. And now sometimes it's like in the early hours in the morning,
I think
and it didn't use.
you should. You should get the Rick Sampson hemp oil, or make it. I think that's the best solution for everything. I literally just want that thick cannabis goo, like cannabinoid goo. That's kind of what I'm aiming for now. I enjoy the taste of THC and cannabinoids, so
Mhm.
it's becoming
You
a
know,
thing.
they've gone like almost every route in cannabis now. Like they're using every part of that plant. They've even like made like the canna activist stuff where they're trying to even appeal to people that used to drink lean or currently drink lean. They're like making cannabis syrup, which is basically probably just sugar and
No, it
THC.
literally is syrup with THC tincture or yeah, whatever THC. I, I've tried this syrup, but it was way too much sugar to be honest. For me,
I
like
bet it's probably hella sweet. Like I'll be like, man, I just wasted my money because I probably just want to get high, and I don't want to get that sugar high and get like really fucking that stomach ache, my
but
teeth hurt, all that.
yeah, but I did get a sugar high, and I was like, it's weak. And the
Was
high
it?
isn't even that great. I
It
think like,
didn't even. You did not even get to enjoy the weed high because of the sugar, or what?
well, no, not because of that, but just because I guess I'm a pretty heavy consumer, so just needed to consume more. Then it just got to a point where I just didn't want to drink it no more. I was just like, man, I don't want to drink this shit right now. So yeah,
Let's go back to what we were talking about that I actually asked you to start. Like you were saying how you taper off, right? Like what is your usual protocol for like a on and off cannabis? You know what I mean? Like you were just
it's the same process of everything. Just don't buy it. Like literally.
it's something about I think you were like talking about you would smoke it and then you eventually level off. You ate edibles and then you go to tinctures, or at least that's what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm still being a habitual user, but before it was like smoking every other hour, you know?
Would you even like the wake and bake status too?
Yeah, those were fun.
Like how often would you say that when's the last time, were you habitually wake and baking? Like was it a daily thing where you just wake up and you get high, like wake up, eat edible, wake up, whatever? Or you like would go about your day for a little bit and then you go and get
No,
high? Like how'd that work?
that's the first thing on the list.
Oh, right. Like the first thing you do is you like wake up. Did you feel like, and we're like right before you went to bed was like, that was the last thing you did? You just smoke a weed and get high? Like,
Before I went to bed. I should have though, because they always led to me being able to control control the dozing off into consciousness. So when you're high, you're able to get into a meditative state much easier. And if you're going to sleep while high, you may think, oh no, I'm staying awake. Where I think, oh yes, I'm staying awake when my body falls asleep. Let's see what happens. And crazy, intense things happen when your consciousness stays awake, but your body falls asleep. So I would totally recommend that to anybody, just to try to hold on to your consciousness while you fall asleep. Let your body rest. Don't twitch, don't move, don't scratch, don't itch, don't pull nothing, don't whatever pain, whatever ache, whatever something, whatever's triggering you, let it happen and let it go. Don't move and just stand there and then doze away. And that's cool. No, but yeah. Anyways, going back to the tapering on, all it is just the easiest thing for me to do is just say not to buy it. Like meat, I taper it off by not buying it. Like this is it. Like sodas. I didn't. The first thing I said when I stopped drinking soda was I'm not gonna drink sodas.
Cannabis is a little bit more difficult for me than, like, let's say opiates or something like that. For some reason, like, I'll cut it out for long, like months at a time, but then I'll find myself going back because I don't really think it's that bad. But then to the same extent, it's not that it's bad. I think it's just my relationship can get a little bit closer than I want it to. Like, you know what I mean? Like using it too often, more often than I would like.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, because then just you want to feel that. I don't know.
I think it's coming. Also, it's like sometimes when you're not in the best headspace and you want to smoke to like be in a better headspace, it like makes it even worse than what you were looking for.
You want to change your state of mind. So you change your state of mind, and then sometimes it helps, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it makes
it's still a distraction in those cases. That's the main problem. It still becomes a distraction in those cases, and it still pretty much is a distraction for me. And I don't know. It all comes back to me still thinking right now, like, man, I am going on like bouncing mode right now, dude. Like I want to leave one way or another, move one way or another, or like change, move one way or another. To be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't got access to teachers.
No, I just the state of affairs. Like saying, I mean, I saw something about they're already going to close everything down again here and shit, and they're using the numbers on COVID because now that the election is not counting. I mean, now that they're back focusing on COVID.
This is nonsense. Whether Trump makes a comeback or not, California's fucked. California voted for higher taxes. Not all of them, but some of them passed through. That means everything's more expensive.
I don't understand humans anymore. I mean, I don't really understand people, how they don't think.
They don't see
how.
Yeah, me and Ahmed talked about this a couple of times, and it's the concept of idiotic compassion that's going on right now. Everything that leads to these kinds of movements, they're based on idiotic compassion, and the whole thing between, the saying that says, teach a man to fish. No, wait. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, he eats for a life.
Life, yeah.
Same idea, dude. Right now, they want to give everybody fucking fishes, and the main problem is government spending never goes down, and governments don't make money.
They never really taught us much. Huh? Doesn't seem like. I mean, what did we really ever learn in school that seemed like it was really going to teach us much in life?
Well, I learned a ton in school because I actually sat and listened to teachers, and I honestly was in some of the best classes, I guess you can say. I mean, there wasn't really my choice. It was just natural.
I'm saying, like, the books that were written by somebody, like even the curriculum they're having to teach by, following who wrote those books, whose version is it told from? You know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting.
All right, so
I guess the teachers are more important because are your teachers educating you to listen, or are they educating you to like teaching you how to learn?
Depends on the teacher. It's not appropriate because elementary school teachers are different than middle school teachers. The middle school teachers are different than high school
For sure,
teachers.
for sure, for sure. No, yeah, stages of life matter as
And
well.
and even
Yeah,
within
what stage they're at.
the categories of like the subjects, like they can have there has to be different teaching styles for English and math and so on and so forth. So, but the point
Oh,
is that
yeah,
they should teach us all these things, but their methodology of forcing kids to study certain subjects to go through a certain curriculum is very asinine.
standardized.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
standardization is the stupidest thing ever. Like you should have local public schools, but they should be funded and the curriculum should be local and everything should be like we sh- we shouldn't have the same curriculum everywhere. That's a stupid fucking idea. Everybody's at different levels. People at different levels are at different levels even. So curriculums and teachers and methodologies and everything should be very environment dependent. What they learn should be focused on critical thinking, but environment dependent. Like it's not bad to teach people in the rural areas how to farm because it's pretty well there. And in the cities, we should learn how to farm, but where the fuck are we gonna farm even if we know how to farm? So maybe we should learn about hydroponics and we should have different types of fucking and like teaching methodologies. Like we
yeah.
should
Environment, whatever style of farming is applicable in
it,
your area.
it's just relevant to whatever's around. And we should have a general knowledge of everything around us. And we should be able to well, college courses should be basically, in my opinion, open and people should just come and congregate and study. And like smart people should just have podcasts and we can all listen and stuff. Because if you think about it, podcasts are essentially the new age of university lectures. What the fuck is the difference between a university professor telling you something and someone telling you something on a podcast for 3.5 hours?
Right. Well, yeah, it depends. Like, I mean, unless, yeah, it depends subject matter. Are they interviewing somebody else? You know what I mean? Like, some top podcasts nowadays are like to highlight what somebody's teaching or their new book, what is it about, etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we can get alternative people teaching us. We don't need a standardized school to nonsense. Like even with it, the standardized versions of teaching and schooling, like COVID kind of is gonna fuck this shit up forever and ever. We're never gonna go back to a full 100% students in all the schools. It's just never gonna happen. There's too much parent mistrust now. You've made them so afraid that they don't want to send their kids to their fucking prisons.
Everyone's too scared.
You've made them so afraid that they don't want to send their kids to prisons, which in one hand actually worked out pretty well because well we don't have to send the kids to prison. We can start exploring alternative methods of teaching. Big classes have always been dumb idea. Like I keep saying, like, classes of more than 8 people are insanely hard to actually make it productive and constructive. So taking that into consideration, I don't know what how we got to the subject of education. I don't know how the hell we got to education, but yeah, education system needs to change, and it's perfect timing. Teachers can organize locally. They can teach kids on rotation, 5 kids per class, whatever. You can be online. Even online, it gets ridiculous when you
Well,
have
you
20
got, you got the education because I said, what do you learn in school? Like, what do you learn that's applicable to life?
critical thinking.
It depends. Like I said, it really depends on
It
how much
honestly
attention
doesn't
you're
though.
paying your teachers. It
All,
does, though.
it, you learn what you take out. And a lot of people that were dumb as fuck and didn't and like had horrible grades, it wasn't because they were dumb as fuck. It's just they never paid attention for whatever X reason they wanted to. They didn't want to. And I
But
think a
I
lot
know
of
there's people that are really good at taking tests, and then there's really people that are really good at like thinking. I don't know.
and there's people that suck at both. So
Ouch. And then yeah, and then there's people that weren't very good at tests, that were really smart, just didn't really want to take tests. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a marker of their intelligence.
on that subject, it was. And this is what it is. They're all just subject based. And what the fuck? If you don't know anything about the subject,
Yeah,
then
just
like
how much energy and attention did they put towards like trying to learn the subject? Did they see it like, I mean, body wants path of least resistance. If you don't see it's necessary to learning it, you're not going to learn it. You can't force yourself to learn it, even if an institution is asking that of you.
that's true. Yeah, you can't force yourself to learn anything. And at the same time, I think things like the SAT, I actually think is a good test. I don't care if people call it racist or bias or whatever the fuck they call it. It's a good test. It tests critical thinking and analytical skills because it has a variety of subjects from literature to scientific literature and everything in between. There's economic literature in it as well. Like sometimes the articles you're like, man, what the fuck?
Mm.
And they don't. It's not that you're expected to know everything or comprehend everything. It's no. It's can you grasp enough from within the context of this environment to pull out the information that you need to answer these questions appropriately, which is basically can you come to the right conclusion based on the environment of the question or the question then the environment and the question whatever. So that's the main thing. Like I think those kinds of tests are great just in order to test your ability to critical thinking abilities. It's very logical and analytical. It doesn't test all the kinds of intelligence out there. You can't quantify a lot of other kinds of intelligence, so that's the hard part as well. How do you quantify emotional intelligence? How do you quantify how many people you make smile? How do you quantify how many people you make laugh? You can't quantify those. I mean, you can, but that's fucking creepy. Likes and potentially you can have a microphone and you can gauge everybody's reaction, but again, creepy.
Right. It really just depends on the where's your attention. Like some people have real big strengths that they don't even look at strengths. Like right, like who would equate their days to how many people you make smile, right, or how many people you left better than you found them. You know what I mean? Like some people don't even consider that. You know,
Right.
it's interesting.
So on that note, let's go
Man,
back to these propositions though, because I actually want to tell you which one passed.
cannabis to education. That was an interesting jump.
Yeah. I mean, everything relates to cannabis. So, Proposition 14, it doesn't tell me the result. That's garbage. It doesn't tell me the result. I'll have to figure it out later. 15, again. How come it doesn't tell me the result? Let me see. Garbage. Okay. Prop 14 and 15 is too close to call, so I guess they're doing recounts. Prop 16 is a fail, the one that's trying to legalize discrimination in California. Failed.
Legalized discrimination. What do you mean?
Man, we went through this.
Oh yeah.
We literally did a podcast on this.
I know, I know.
Prop 17 passed. Parolees they're allowed to vote next time. Prop
You know,
8.
I had to rethink that. I probably would have gave that to them.
Okay.
They're in the corrective process. They did their time. They deserve it.
Okay. I don't trust the Democratic Party and I voted against the Democratic Party in that
Oh,
one. So Prop 18, if 17-year-olds, no, we're not letting them vote in primaries. Prop 19. It says too close to call here, but in this one it says, oh, it is too close to call. Fuck. Ain't that something? That's weird. I've never heard about that. Prop 20, make some crime more harsher, failed. Prop 21, rent control, failed. Prop 22, the Uber and Lyft proposition passed.
oh, pass. Yeah.
So
That means that their employees have to be taken on as
no,
full-time employees. No, they don't. Right?
it means they don't have to be
Keep running business as they were running.
independent contractors with more benefits and stuff. Prop 23, dialysis clinics getting more expensive. No. Prop 24. Oh man, so they're gonna create something called a California Consumer Privacy Act. So we're gonna have another government bureaucracy to make sure that our privacy is protected from these big companies who are already violating our privacy. So it's for more protection of things they can't already control. I just hope they actually do their job and not just get bought out by the same people that they're trying to protect, like the FDA and the CDC and the EPA. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, these institutions are usually put in by somebody, right? So, like, who's checking that institution to make sure they're checking them properly?
And this is, I don't know if we talked about it right now, but it's the same problem that we were talking about before is they're just making government more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, like, adding more. Oh man, somebody's got to pay them.
We are paying them.
Yeah.
And then we're paying them in the sales tax, we're paying them in the property tax, we're paying them in the all these taxes. It isn't just like the income tax. No, that's not the only thing we're taxed in, people. We are taxed up the ass in almost every which way. And if you've never been to another state, go to another state. Their taxes are different. They literally are.
Uh,
Check that shit out. That's why Texas is cheap. That's why gas in Texas is like two something or something like that.
man, playing this phony ass game that we're stuck playing.
It's taxes. And even if Trump makes a comeback win, which I kind of want it to happen mostly to troll everybody else. I want to troll everybody who's currently celebrating. I want them. I want to see how they cry just when Joe Biden loses, like Al Gore. I think it'll be hilarious to start seeing all these celebrations turn into riots and shit start to catch fire again because
Oh,
these motherfuckers are mad.
but then I hear some things about like Bush had better lawyers or whatever.
Bush might have had better lawyers, and it wasn't even like that was just one place. That was Florida. They were recounting. This is like a couple of places over there that they're
That's
recounting.
a good point, huh?
Yeah. 4.9 million Californians voted for Trump. 9.7 voted for Biden.
He got the most. He got man the most votes ever, more votes than Obama.
That's literally only because of population increase.
Yeah,
I mean, it's statistically,
that makes sense because more people turned 18 or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. How many millions upon millions of young voters voted for this idiot? A lot. Just like I voted for Obama when I was an idiot.
Sleep, they sleep.
No, they might be sleeping, but I still want to call them idiots. Not that voting for Trump was much of a change. Where Kanye West at?
They got
474 write-ins. Who the fuck?
he
Hey,
got 400. That
hey,
was more than me.
roughly what? 300,000 people voted for someone else beside the two major candidates.
Anybody who in the libertarian,
The
Green
Green Party, Rocky de la Fuente, the one with Kanye West as VP, he got 47,000 votes. Hey man, this voting app thing is coming like 4 years to make a voting app and then to include myself in my own voting app. Rico 2024 at the top, and then below is the Democratic and the Republican candidates. That's what's up. That's what's up. I keep coming back to that idea, and I'm like, this. I think we need this more now than ever.
I just want a job in the cabinet. Something that I get paid a lot for doing. Um,
Secretary of Education. No, I'll probably destroy that fucking sec there. I'll probably be like, nah, cut. A magic sort of bill cutting. But anyways, yeah, I think we need a different form of counting votes and getting all these things out there, and we do need to have a Democratic Republic. You know, we do need to have a Democratic Republic or Republican, whatever the fuck. There's a Democratic Republic. Otherwise, sounds stupid. We need to have a direct democracy and a representative democracy at the same time, functioning kind of together. Also, the shit with the the electoral college is sort of good and sort of stupid, but this whole thing of one state equals one block of votes is completely fucking stupid. Because in many cases, like some parts of California would have gone to Trump. Like Trump would have got 12 or 13 votes out of the 55 that California has. Like they would be split. We wouldn't have these fucking majority rule bullshit. Right now, well, you know, majority rules means minority gets to shut the fuck up, which is the opposite of whatever policies anybody should ever want to. You shouldn't be trying to be telling the minority to shut the fuck up because then that's how you lead to oppression of minorities. which is these idiots fight oppression of minorities and oppress and make other people minorities. Ideological minorities is still minority. But at the same time, I think the ideological minorities are oppressing the ideological majorities right now because they're the loudest, in my opinion. How many people actually voted in this election compared to the percentage of people who are eligible voters? I'm gonna look that one up.
How do you tell who's gonna be
Total
voting?
vote count 2020. What else? Versus total population. I think they'll get me. They'll get the idea. Number of registered voters. There you go. By state. I don't want all this shit. Give me a total number. It's ridiculous. No. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's taking too damn long.
Oh.
What happened? Oh, this is weird. I don't know. I'll have to get the data later. But anyways,
the homie was I have a client who's supposed to fight on the 15th, and since the venue decided to cancel the fight because of places starting to close down again in San Diego.
dumb. See, California's closing down their economy. Did they raise any taxes? I don't think they raised taxes. I think I was lying. I don't think they're being contested right now. So we don't know if they raised taxes or not.
Close down or go to an outdoor space.
That's gonna have to be it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, dude, I knew a second lockdown was coming with the Biden presidency.
We all knew the second lockdown was coming, regardless of any presidency. California, especially New York, especially, already ignored recommendations.
Well, because they're gonna count all these damn the true flu people as fucking COVID.
They were already counting flu people as COVID. This isn't new. Like, they've been doing this already. They're fucking with the numbers. Nobody knows the real numbers. Fuck all this testing. All this testing is fucking stupid. It's just making people fear. What if COVID is in the mind? Welcome back to Rico's conspiracy theories. COVID is in the mind.
I think so, because like I've heard some podcasts that were jokingly talking about, like, it got to the point where we gave COVID an ethnicity. We called it the Chinese flu, and the Wuhan flu, and like, everyone, it's a perception, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it is.
It's because, like, grounding, vitamin D, getting outside, getting some sunlight, eating healthy, drinking clean, like good quality water. Yeah, man. I don't know. Shit's wild. I'm not wear a mask. 6 feet.
Dude, it's fucking stupid.
Everyone's gonna be dug 6 feet in the ground if they keep listening to these rules. That's the issue.
Man, people are fucking dumb. This is the fucking problem.
We need to rewrite the Constitution. We need to take back our republic that we think is a democracy.
According to this, roughly
how many? Democratic republic?
No. According to crap.
Man, if they would just let Kanye in office, none of this shit would be happening. He would have a plan for COVID. We would be making moves.
COVID would be to pray.
Nah. It would just say, everyone get an ass lift with Kim Kardashian, and we're good.
Dude, nobody voted for Kanye.
All the way. No way.
Like Rocky De La Fuente with Kanye's got 49,000 votes, and that was California.
There was did you see, like, I saw on the internet, it was funny, people calling out like Kylie and Kim and all the Kardashians because they were voting for Biden and not Kanye.
Uh, well, it makes sense, but
I get it. I mean, yeah,
yeah, see,
it's
like what I
their
was
fault.
saying, if you're looking at this,
Or
bro, yeah, this electoral system needs to change. All these votes going to one person needs to change thing. We should have independent sections within the count, like the state itself. Not the whole state shouldn't be one fucking person. That's dumb. All our opinions should be counted, even if we are the minority in our state. Our opinion should be counted. And then there's a maybe 30 to 35% of the counties in California voted for Trump. Like the majority was for Trump.
how many
So
counties are there total?
I don't know, but there's 55 votes. 55 electoral votes are coming from California. So if we just divide it by 55 similar zones or whatever the hell, like the thing about them dividing counties is divided with by people and by this, and then you get into gerrymandering, which is fucking horrible. If you just divide it by geographical area and like, well, it is what it fucking is, instead of trying to force LA, San Francisco, and San Diego to control what California says. Literally, that's what happened. LA County, San Francisco County, and San Diego County controlled the tide of the election of the California election.
Those are the big hubs, right? The big three big cities.
Exactly. The big hubs, the big cities, they are the population majority, but they
Yeah.
are not the majority of the nation, geographically speaking. We live right on top of each other. It's our choice, it's our fault. Like, we shouldn't have more of a say on 99 or the bigger say of the nation. We choose to move to big cities. So why does LA in this kind of format, LA would get like, I don't know, 13 votes or something itself. LA County would get 13 electoral votes itself. So it's like fuck most like it has more electoral votes than most of these states. So we definitely need to fix the system, bro. Like this voting app, I'm telling you, 4 years, Rico 2024, can make it happen.
You think by 2024 we'll be on the allow an electronic online version of voting?
Oh no, people are way too slow. There's still too many old people who don't know how to fucking use a phone. So give it another generation, 10 years, then maybe we can go into a phone once the people who are completely against it kind
But
of
how
die.
much more fun could it be if we had mail in, we had in person, and you had online?
I think we should cut off mailing and in person. If you can mail something in, you can get online, and we can make libraries voting stations with cameras there, so we can make sure who the fuck is actually voting at all times. And it's much harder to fake something online because there's always a digital track. Like, what are you gonna do? Go to the library and
Yeah.
click.
See, you'd have to have the camera because people would be. I mean, people could steal identities, and you know.
We also could have a voter ID, which is I'm all for a voter ID. I don't understand why the fuck we have voter ID, but I guess we have fake IDs. So I guess we need
Fucking
another
thing,
voter ID. I don't really.
another piece of identification.
We need it. We already have a social security number. We should just tie all. Why don't we just tie our social security number to the vote? What's the big scare there? It's already the most secure thing we're supposed to keep track of. Why do I need
Huh.
so many damn IDs? My passport already tracks to the social security number. I mean, everything's already connected. I had a talk about this with Ahmed and how he says something about distributing systems makes it more equitable and makes it harder for people to overreach and take control. And it's true. But at the same time, it makes it more inefficient. It makes it way less efficient.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like the I'm more a principles, not so much a systems guy.
Yeah, but people don't work on principles. Society can't work on principles because principles are not agreed upon. Principles are subjective. That's the problem. Subjectivity.
Huh.
It's not really a problem. Freedom is great. Your freedom to respond and express and interpret something, well, that's on you. That's great. But it could lead to chaos very, very easily. Very easily. But yeah, we need a different way of voting. We need a different way of everything. Fuck it, man. Let's bounce. I don't want to call Biden the president-elect because first of all, I'm always gonna say not my president. Hashtag not my president. Fuck it. If I could just start rejecting people, fuck it. Obama, hashtag not my president. Biden, hashtag not my president.
I
Kamala,
think it's president.
fuck
Never,
no, never my
my
president.
president. Yeah.
Fuck Kamala.
Not a single president has been my president.
I have to say Obama first term, I guess, was my president because I voted for him and I wasn't really against him. So yeah.
You bought into the hope.
No, I didn't buy into the hope. I bought into that I was voting for a non-white man.
Oh, fair. Who did he run
Literally,
against again? Oh,
McCain or Romney, one of those. I think it was Romney.
Romney was the second one, no?
Okay, then McCain. Is that what
Yeah, Romney. Yeah. But I hear Romney, and he's a big name in some of these gnarly conspiracy theory things.
well, he comes from a family of money, Mormon, so
Mormon, you said?
yeah, he's Mormon. I don't know how many
Oh
wives.
wow.
I personally don't hate him on that. I gotta respect the game.
What's the real origin of Mormonism? Is it a cult basically?
It's derivative of Christianity with some potential psychedelic background. In my experience, this guy took shrooms or there's some type of acid bread, like the fungi that grows in the bread or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he started tripping, and then he poked his head into a bag with this gold something, and then magic words started coming at him, and he was like, "Damn, this is fucking dope as fuck." So he told someone to write this shit down when he was tripping, and then boom, Mormonism. And
Hey, that's crazy because religion seems to be coming from psychedelics. Even early, I was reading the Immortality Key, and there's that guy that was on the JRE who wrote that book, and how they were drinking wine that was spiked with ergot, and ergot is half of the chemical that is used in LSD. So there's some psychoanalytical component to it, huh?
I want some of that wine.
Yeah, right.
Now
I'll drink. I'll actually drink in that case.
Yeah,
I don't drink ever.
show me the gates. Let me open the door.
Psychedelic wine.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's a
Don't tell me how much you're dosing me with. Just give me the glass and tell me, all right, enjoy.
Give me the golden jar. Dope.
Oh, give me the whole bottle.
I want the jar.
Down that whole motherfucker.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I think if we take a little cup, I think that's the normal dose. We're over here trying to trip.
I'm taking the heroic dose.
It's like that's no such thing.
I am the modern man. I'm just gonna drink. I want to drink as much as I can for my first time. Give me the most amount that you can drink without dying.
The mostest, and still allows me to come back.
Yeah, right.
That can be a dangerous dose, though, man, because it's a touch and go at sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and it won't give you some sort of psychosis or something.
It always comes with risk. Imagine.
I know.
But yeah, I'll still try.
Psychedelics, man.
I'll still try.
When you try to explain psychedelic growth to people that have never done psychedelics, they give you some funny looks.
It's not even the looks. It's the incredulence that they have, the non-believer-ish. And it's so weird because it's not like believing in a book or believing in a word or believing in something or no, man, I'll give this shit to you. You can have your own experience and come talk to me and be like, dude, what the fuck? And then I'll be like,
yeah,
what? And then be like, yeah, that's basically
what I think deep down then it's mostly fear.
Like right there, she was super afraid of something. Damn. Woo. It might be fear. They're and they might not even know they're afraid. That's the thing. Still on guard. Still on guard. I see him. Yeah. So most
Wake
people
up and
might not even know they're afraid.
that's true.
And yeah, you
It's a cultural taboo though, too. I think. Are you okay?
started sneezing at you. Oh no,
Okay, I can't
she's
breathe.
getting pumped. Yeah, no. She has super hearing. She's she sniffs debauchery.
She's super sensitive to sounds. She can hear everything. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I always go to like tangents a little bit. I always think that like if every person on the planet had psychedelics, like we might have some possibility of some sort of change. You know. Then again, there's a lot of people that are gonna go really, really, really crazy. But then they might already be crazy.
Yeah. There's a slight, I mean, vaccines have a 1% injury rate. If we have a 1% psychosis rate,
That's so real. Man, they're willing to put some shit they have no idea what it is in their body, but they won't take some psychedelics to change their fucking perspective and mindset.
this is where I don't think awareness is enough. I don't think awareness campaigns. I'm not even saying taking action or anything. It's just there's a lot of people who are just gonna fall for it no matter what. No matter what you say or what you do or how you try to help, they're just gonna fucking fall for it. So it's a lot of
It's
waste of
like,
energy trying to help, in my opinion.
huh. On that note, is this like a legit matrix then? Are they just bought in? Like they're just so bought into the story, the narrative, they don't want to believe it, like for what it really is?
Yeah, basically. I mean, the Matrix has a ton of even before the whole concept of the AI or whatever the hell was completely everywhere. Matrix is
Yeah,
filled
is
with
that
like
what they're trying to
1800 and
do with the
1600
agents?
and like ancient philosophies.
Huh.
These are thoughts that they've been
Are
having.
they trying to say the agents are kind of like AI, artificial intelligence?
They're the controllers for the AI, for the system.
Uh, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so oh, that makes sense. They're like the agents, like the antivirus, and they're
yeah,
thinking whoever like,
antivirus. Yes, they're the ones that check the code. And
dispose of the people
everything.
that are, yeah, shouldn't be in the system or messing with the system. Ah, I get it.
You can't fuck with the system because if the system collapsed, then we're all fucked kind of idea. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're antivirus.
Yeah, because that's also the pitch. People think we're fucked. I mean, like, I get that there's also other vicious countries too. Like, militaries are still getting stronger out there. There's still some evil motherfuckers out there, even though there's some also beautiful, like, loving people on the planet as well. But there are definitely some not so people that are willing to do some not so great things.
It's just like we said before. Everyone needs to become a yogi, assassin, ninja, like guru warrior. You'd be a combination of deadly and peaceful. We need to have the most advanced weaponry, but we never should have the reason to use it.
I mean, I even saw like a meme. It was like made a lot of sense. Like the like even being a kind person, you have to like get some sort of understanding of violence because in that setting, you know what I mean? Like the kindness can still reign supreme over this evil, but like they're still out there getting stronger. They're still out there, you know what I mean? What have you? So you can't not get ready because you know what I mean. You don't want to be over dominated by that said.
Yeah, there's a perfect. There's another saying. All these things have sayings already. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a battlefield. So
I'm gonna get back on these jujitsu mats, man. I'm about to be ready.
yes,
Anyway,
you start taking self-defense training as well. No, not self like armed self-defense training. Like
yeah,
I'm staying in the
that's a good
US,
point.
that's the next step. Like actual training. Not just like, I'll play Call of Duty, I got this. No, not just that.
I actually understand how to use a weapon. That makes sense. Yeah.
And how to move in and a kind of formation and how to shoot at the, like, at the appropriate moments and how to shoot and like, yeah, we think we know, but we really don't know.
No, you got to pay for that go to pay for that programming. No, yeah, you think your brain, it's like when you go to think that your brain thinks you know what you're doing and then you go to do it, you know? I mean, I've shot some weapons in my day, but like it's been a while. I can't claim that I'll be able to do it. I know it takes a lot of effort to really hold steady, you know, like you definitely get a gnarly kickback, like holding your scaps. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of movement, you know? Like, oh man, shit's wild.
It's not like the movies.
Even that fucking, no, even the automatic,
weak wrist shit.
like fucking just.
No, like, you can't have a weak wrist bullshit like this. Like the same.
Nah, you can't. It's gonna really gotta hold them motherfucker.
You'll probably shoot yourself in the process of that shit. Those things are very gnarly. Yeah.
Even, I mean, any movie you see somebody holding a gun sideways is always so stupid anyways, because you'll never really even be able to do that.
I mean, you hold one potentially sideways.
Nah, there's no point in holding it sideways, though. It's not really. It's not
no real point, but
doesn't even feel right.
Oh, maybe you got a fucking like weird angle you just pose yourself in, so you might as well shoot sideways because then somehow the bullet magically goes to where you want it to go. Like, I don't know.
It doesn't work.
Weird shooting styles. I don't potential. But let's get back to what the fuck were we talking about? How do we get to guns?
Because I was bringing up the fact that like I was thinking about getting back into jiu-jitsu because I was saying even the kind people should have like some sort of self-defense and still be able to like get stronger, be training, because the people that don't have your best interest at heart are still getting stronger and still out there, you know, whether you choose to believe that is there or not.
Yeah. Evil can't be the only strong ones out there. Good.
Plus, we don't know, like, again, if we're running a system, you know, there's some people controlling some forms of the system, you know, so you still want to be ready in any situation you kind of get put in.
And that's why the Second Amendment is an important amendment. Because even if you don't have guns, you're directly benefiting by the fact that the government can't just say, okay, everybody do whatever the fuck we want.
Right. Well, yeah. Once you take what we saw what happened in other countries when they take all the weapons.
Multiple times in multiple experiments, again and again. Even Australia and New Zealand are perfect examples right now. How extreme are their lockdowns compared to their cases? They're fucking crazy. They're going to the people's houses based on Facebook posts, bro.
Saw that.
They're going to houses based on Facebook posts.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty wild. There's a UFC fighter, Israel Adesanya. He's in San Diego. He can't even go back to New Zealand right now because they're on lockdown again.
And he's not going to be able to. I don't know if New Zealand or Australia, but they're going into extreme lockdowns until like the vaccine is supposed to come out, like until everybody's vaccinated and blah 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 blah.
That's so wild,
bro. All these.
Man, I am really, dude. I don't. We need to be able to get somewhere. Like, man, that's fucked. I do not want to have to get this vaccine.
I do not want this vaccine either, dude. Fuck that. Fuck that. I already have.
I am not getting this vaccine.
I mean, we can always go to the homie Ahmed's place in the middle of nowhere, Southeast Asia, and we never gonna be found. Or
country we're not disclosing.
Huh?
Country we are not disclosing. Anyways.
Yeah, country we're not disclosing at this particular moment. Thailand's always open. India's might be open. I mean, you just have to find ways to get in right now. This is the whole thing. Like, I'm trying to see how the fuck they're trying to do everything. Because I need them to cool down on their dumbass regulations as well. I need them to be like, all right, we need more tourists over here again. Because Thailand can't survive without tourists. A very big part of their economy is tourists.
Yeah, no, I feel like, I mean, it's a lot of countries, especially the countries that people choose to travel to for vacation.
Yeah.
The countries like right now that are about to be summertime in the winter here in this side of the hemisphere, you know what I mean? It's going to be way different for the opposing side where everybody goes to travel. They're hurting this year.
It's true. And then it's going to be peak time in Thailand right now. So, like,
yeah, I mean, this is when we were there. We left. We were in Thailand around this time.
Yeah.
This is when we moved.
Yep.
Oh boy. So, where do we take this conversation?
Well, we already talked about we need to create a new voting system, one that actually fucking works. A true representative, a direct representative democracy. That's kind of how we have to turn it into. You can choose your representative, or you can vote for all this shit yourself. It makes no difference to me. You can take your power back whenever you want to, or you give it to someone whenever you want to.
Mm.
All this shit about solid power statues and solid power needs to be liquid, in my opinion. And majority rules should take effect at 80%, which means how many people voted for this fucker here? I think 79 million voted for Biden or whatever.
Yeah.
But 79 out of what, 250 million eligible voters is not 80% of the country. Therefore, it is not a majority.
Yeah, that's not.
So in my cases, when I say majority, I mean 80% of the people eligible to vote need to think this way. And when that really happens,
For Trump?
huh? 71. So he wouldn't have a majority either. And I think those numbers are wrong, but let's just go with those numbers for right now.
These are the statistics online.
I mean, there's just some of them. All these numbers are fucking different. I think they're supposed to be pulling from the same thing. They're all different. But yeah. So yeah, we need to change that. Um,
So in that case, how would that work? None of them got majorities.
exactly. Nobody gets voted in. Nobody gets elected. Take your shit back. Fuck your dumbass counts.
So then the same president stays residing.
Or we have a council. So the whole idea of one person leading a country has always been asinine. We do need a speaker to represent, sort of, quote unquote, the president. But
you and I get that. I argue the other side where people are lazy. Somebody needs something. It's too big of a jump to go from a leader to no leader.
it's no difference to regular people. It literally makes no difference to them.
We have to show them that though.
What, does the president sign their checks personally? No, even if he does sign it, they're automated. Like, what's the difference between a president signing a check and
I think the only real reason, the only way anybody believes anything, if you realize it, is we have to show them.
It's true. Blueprints work.
Before that guy ran a 4-minute mile pace time for the marathon, nobody believed it was true. Immediately after he did it, like there was a handful plus of people that was able to do it.
That was weird. The audio went different.
People believe it when they see it.
Well, yeah, because most people are incredulous people living
Kept in that construct.
Yeah, and I get that, but still what we need, regardless of whether the people believe it or not. It's still what we need.
But if we want to shift any paradigms, we have to think in their thought patterns.
Not necessarily, because those people will probably never vote. And then, like, there should be something as a qualified voter, in my opinion. A test of some sorts. To test your knowledge. I think we went over this. So, how do we make voting idiot-proof while still preserving everyone's voice?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Is there a way to test to see of all the Americans how many actually registered to vote?
Yeah. Total registered to vote. Let's check. Turnout, registered voters. I'm going through a couple of sites. Blah blah blah. This is garbage. Oh, that's weird. The U.S. has 3.5 million more registered voters than eligible voters. If you didn't know, dead people have been voting in this election as well. How high the numbers are, they vary. Uh,
Dead people.
yeah.
How
So
long? Of course, people are collecting social security off of those motherfuckers.
yeah, and voting apparently. So it says 151 million votes. Oh, this is Bloomberg. I don't trust Bloomberg. And this one doesn't give me total counts. God, you're garbage. Why can't you just give me total counts? Garbage. Yo, yo. I don't feel like adding all this shit up. Let's just say 151 million people voted. 161. And 350 million people, population in the United States.
Damn, that's not even half.
Well, not really, but 18 and over. You do discount maybe 100 million that are not 18 and over. So 250 million people, 160 that voted. Um, what? 40, 60%? Not bad considering how fucking big this country is. But then again, it still wouldn't be a majority. And the majority voting thing wouldn't be for like presidents or stuff. It'd be for like impeachments or something dire like going to war. I think that's the shit that 80% of the population say, all right, fuck it, we're all going to war. That's where I'm at. That's what I think should be happening. Did I phrase? Oh, you fuck. Okay, so cool. The presidency, yeah, that should just be based on the people that voted. Because if you didn't vote, then you obviously don't really care who's in power. And yeah, so they'll do as they please.
Yeah.
Yeah, but getting to 80% is always going to be nearly impossible.
I'm bummed my man Kanye didn't win.
I'm surprised you didn't get that many votes. I could have sworn he would have gotten at least like a couple of tens of thousands of votes just for like troll votes, but I guess not. I guess people really took Biden seriously.
They were too scared to let Trump in.
Which is retarded because a lot of their fear is unfounded claims. Like this one guy cited a Politico article which said that Trump was authoritarian, which then went into the testing, and I want to go check out what kind of test they were actually what they were actually asking and stuff. Most of these questions were opinion polls. They asked opinions of people on the street if they thought Trump was authoritarian, and then they labeled it as Trump is authoritarian when some people said he was authoritarian. And you're like, all right, this is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. These are personal opinions and not based on policies or things that are being done. Like,
Yeah.
do you believe Trump is an authoritarian? Do you believe systemic racism is real?
Right. But then if you further that discussion in that, like, what makes you think that he's authoritarian? Give me some reasons why.
But they never give you. They always say, "Oh, you should do your own research," which is again, I've had that same response as well. It just depends on the research you've done.
Really, like null and void. Like, I mean, it's the same thing as saying it depends. Like, you mean to tell me you really just don't know? Because if you knew and you had your facts in order, you would fucking go ahead and give me the exact facts that you research that you know that's giving you this exact fucking finding.
They don't name policies. They don't name instances. They just virtue signal and say
it's a personal thing, personal gripe that they have against the man.
Yeah, it is. It's called the Trump derangement syndrome. And the anybody but Trump. Well, let's be honest. I would vote for a dog if a dog was on the fucking ballot. That'd be dope. No lie, I would vote for that dog over Biden for sure.
No, I told Zelly she's gonna run next time.
She gonna be 35 in dog years? Sounds about right. Hey man, writing candidate. What do you know about this? I think we should make a mockery of the whole situation. We should start writing in candidates. I want to see Superman and like the Flash, and we can have a real fucking count. It's like Superman is Goku. Make your vote for president of the United States. Dude, imagine write-in
Yeah.
campaigns for Goku and Superman. Do actual presidential debates. Gangster. That'd be hilarious. I'd watch it. But yeah,
It was wild to me. There's like 7 billion people on the planet, 7 point whatever, almost 8, working its way up there. I'm thinking almost even 7.5.
okay.
And like, man, I guess the energy, I don't know. We've seen some things in psychedelics and stuff like that. It's just wild to me that more people can't see through this veil.
There's really few benefits to seeing through the veil. Seeing truth, there's always benefits to seeing truth, but once you see the lie, you're like, well, many people get really fucking depressed. Many people get extremely fucking depressed. Like the guy from the Matrix who gets pulled down and he wants to go back in. You can't. Once the veil has been lifted from your eyes, once you see how everything's connected, once you see how much bullshit everything really is, and you're like, well, everybody's making all this shit up. And we keep pushing all this shit that we're making up. So, yeah, it's really hard to break through, and it's really hard after you break through.
Dude, it's tough.
It is tough, and I think both psychedelics and weed for sure helped. Weed for sure helped breaking through.
Yeah, for me, I haven't done psychedelics in 2 years. A good reminder would be nice.
I haven't done them in X amount of time. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't quite
Last
remember
heroic dose for you.
last time.
That reminder of your source. That reminder of everything.
The seeing
Man.
of the ego and the bullshit that you carry around.
Yeah. So interesting. Just to hear that come out of two mouths. I've heard now twice in the past week, both by Jay Shetty and Paul Chek. Paul Chek said more finite number. He said you average human has about 68,000 thoughts and 90% of them are negative. And Jay Shetty says the average human has about 60 to 75,000 or 60 to 80,000 thoughts and 80% of them are negative.
Define negative. Self-depreciating, bad.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. But what if they're like society bad but personal good? Like I don't know what you mean by negative in that case.
That's a good point. Like, and it depends on like the context. I guess you would say like negative feelings towards yourself or negative feelings towards you're saying the earth or not the earth, but like the way things are and how. So yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah. So like attraction. I'm pretty sure there are many thoughts of attraction every day for men. I mean, are those bad or good? And if they're not acted upon, are they bad or good? And if they are acted upon, are those bad or good? That's kind of weird. But I get the idea that most of our mentality is negative. I guess that's kind of where they were trying to go at, right?
Well, think about it. Yeah, I guess even too, like that makes a lot of sense. Even like every news station, it's usually showcasing some negative things. Most of the things that people highlight are negative things. You know what I mean? Like we tend to focus and gravitate towards the negative.
Yeah, because it's kind of really hard to bitch about the positive.
Right.
Like you can't bitch about the. What noise do you make about good things happening to your life? Oh
God,
man,
good, dude. This really is fucking amazing. Fuck, man.
God,
Fucking feeling good fucking is awesome. Fuck.
full tank of gas and this car's working perfectly. Damn it. Ah, damn. Like what?
I'm fucking meditated, worked out, and read today. Holy shit.
Oh my God, God. Audacity. I feel amazing. What?
God, I went on 3 fucking walks today and I feel amazing. Fuck.
Yeah. And here's the thing though, like I think a lot of people are living in the world of Either too much negativity or too much false positivity.
Well, yeah.
I think false positivity is just as dangerous as negativity. Faking it to make it sort of works, and I get it. I get the idea. But faking it also implies that it's real on the outside, but fake on the inside. And if it's fake on the inside, then how far are you really gonna make it?
Huh.
You're supposed to buy it on the inside. That's to fake it till you make it. Once you make it, once it passes the outside passes into the inside. But yeah, I just think being real is a better approach to all of this. Being positive is you can always see things in a silver lining. Like, the most positive thought you can have is I'm alive, in my opinion. Anything after that is an after issue. So yeah, I don't have those negative thoughts anymore. I should. It'll probably spur me to do more and motivate me and get this thing. But my negative thoughts are more. Well, I do have a lot of negative thoughts, but not to the degree of like self-depreciating. It's all me. Da 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 da. Like
Yeah. But still, like being in that negative frequency, you know what I'm saying? Like it still
right.
impacts you the same way, right? Like
Yeah,
it just, you know what I mean? Like it still has its wear and tear on the body and the psyche.
it's true. Stress
Yeah.
comes in many forms, and I can tell it when I'm doing my practices and I'm breathing and I'm stretching and sometimes I can breathe and it's tight in some places, so I have to hold it there and then breathe out and then breathe in again and move it so I'm able to like I know where the energy stops and like I know where my tension is and I start thinking, okay, why is all this tension here? Oh, I'm sitting too much. Oh man, I did this too much. Oh, this is what I've been doing. Oh, my head hurts. Why has my head hurt? Did it like I don't think things just happen to me. I don't believe in things just happening to you. You don't just get sick randomly. You don't just nothing just happens to you in my opinion. Everything is built upon. Everything compounds.
It's an outcome of something.
Yeah. And yeah, the first thing is built upon is your ideas and your thoughts and your what you think of how the reality is. And once that thought starts compounding and starts taking physical form and manifestations, and then things start happening to you because of this kind of ideology and thoughts that you just keep compounding. And like, yeah. So it's like well, body dysmorphia kind of things when people are not happy with their body and they start doing surgery or they start becoming anorexic or they start doing these crazy things in order to change their body in drastic ways because they're not really happy. Even if other people tell them they're fine. Sometimes it's just in the mind. Sometimes not even like health wise. It's just the mind health wise. Yeah. So
Yeah. Ouch. We're in a day and age where this girl, like, I mean, that girl Kylie makes everyone want to get their lips done. Kim Kardashian makes everyone want to get their ass done.
but the problem with all those things is that those are extremely temporary. Like
They have to
extremely.
realize they have to keep getting them done.
Yeah, the lips thing is like that's not something you stop.
No, that's yeah,
No,
continuous thing to keep it there.
that to me,
Stop.
even if I was like a woman, it just seems like too much fucking work. It just seems like way too much work for like no gain. What kind of gain does it like if that shit gave me powers, I'm down. I'll get big ass lips for magic powers and shit. Like superpowers. I'm yes, I see the benefit, but there's no benefit to it. Societal liking, like it's not even society. You being able to look like a filter on Instagram, there's no real benefit for that. I I guess it's a part of the world where it is beneficial. And that part of the world just I think is bullshit, so I don't really care about it.
Yeah, no, actually, like, I mean, Japan, I feel like they like anime type chicks, man. They do all this stuff, you know?
They don't really do all this stuff. They have a bunch of clothing and like makeup, but surgery wise, I think surgery is bigger like in
Here.
here or Thailand or Singapore or China.
For the, yeah,
Japan
their,
has its own culture and very it's traditional. in a lot of ways, in my opinion. It's crazy in a lot of other ways, but it's traditional in many ways.
Yo, you have something to do at 4:30 or no?
Yeah, but yeah, we got like a couple minutes to close off.
Okay, I was just making sure you knew what time it was.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the time. It's all good. I'll just be late.
Conversation either way.
So how do we end this, man? We went through a few subjects. It basically all turned out as um, be happy. No, I don't know where that came from, but sure, be happy.
Talking about, well, because you're saying people are just trying to be positive, and you can't just always be positive all the time. That was like what we were just kind of talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my way of reality checking myself is it's remembering that I'm mortal.
What'd you say?
Remembering that I'm mortal.
Ah,
Once you remember your mortality, then you can actually just start building back from there.
huh.
So yeah, just remember that one day this dream, this experience, this life, this roller coaster, it's all gonna end.
Yeah.
Is whatever you're bitching about really worth it? If it is, continue on, carry on. Most likely it isn't, because bitching doesn't really help anybody. It doesn't help you. Doesn't mean you take action. Just means you're bitching.
That thing you bitching about, you should look in the face and walk towards it, and probably it'll help you grow a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
I don't know what it is, context, but yeah.
Yeah. Whatever it is, admit the truth and work with it, man. Work with the hand you're dealt with. Some of us have fucking royal flushes. Some of us have fucking low card 7, high cards. Yeah, high card 7. And if you don't know what that means, it means the highest card you have is a 7, which is garbage. You don't even have a straight. You just have a high card 7. I don't know how that works, but you just garbage hand, the most garbage hand you can have. So yeah, work with that somehow. Go for the flush. Go for the flush. All these analogies.
Poker face, poker face.
Totem phase. That's what's up. Anywho, um, yeah, people be happy. No matter whoever wins this election, because it's still being contested at this point in time. Just remember, huh?
Hey, man, be nice. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're not gonna be friends with people over their fucking choices of the presidency.
I am not gonna be friends with anybody. I don't give a shit about those Biden. I really don't care who you voted for. I'm just calling you stupid for voting for him. I'm sorry. Whatever your reason is, if your reason is Donald Trump bad and there's no real policies behind it, then I think your vote was stupid. And you're welcome to change my mind, but you're mostly not going to because you probably don't have backup. You probably just go with opinion polls and think that's reality. But anyways, hashtag not my president, hashtag Trump. Oh man.
I mean, this man again. Yep, sure. This president is not my president. The last president is not my president. I am my president.
I am my president. That's good. My personal. I was gonna say my personal pronouns is our supreme commander of the universe, please. If that's how you wish to address me, that's the only personal pronoun I would like to be referred to. Supreme commander of the universe.
And I am the warlord of peace.
Why doesn't that? Okay, warlord of peace. Give me peace, or I will give you war.
And then create peace.
Okay, that's totally. That's a very Democratic Party thing to say.
You don't give me peace, I will take it.
Yeah.
And call peace from the jump, and I'll say you gave it to me.
I will take the peace and give it to you.
Oh shit! And then I'll tax you on
it. Yeah, then I'll tax you everything. Tax you until
I will charge for it. I'm gonna charge interest. I need a monthly installment from it.
What are you, the IRS? Not the IRS, the Federal Reserve?
Oh yeah. That's how you make money in this game. You create illusions, and people buy into the illusions. That's all everybody's doing right now. They're buying into a bunch of fucking illusions.
Hashtag cryptocurrency.
Yeah, well, pick your illusions wisely moving forward.
It's true.
They're trying to push us to a cashless society, people. Don't believe me. Don't call me crazy. Well, call me whatever you want, but watch when it happens. It already's happening.
I don't like cashless societies, mostly because I don't trust data to be properly stored and saved.
Exactly. You're just trying to tell me my money's just numbers in the system, even though I know it's all just numbers anyways. But like at least cash holds value, or like it does in this society currently. But then they're trying to take away the value it does, even though again it's a fiat-based currency, so fiat means it's based on a debt, or it's a note. Sorry, but like no debt. People don't realize that. You and I know that, but like wild to me that they're trying to take that away.
Yeah, because it's much easier to manipulate numbers if you don't have anything.
Are they trying to move? I think they're trying to
Hold up.
some sort of credit. Has to.
Well, yeah, we're already living in a credit world. But yeah, now we can talk about, however, about government inefficiencies and how we should reduce government expenditures. But I gotta go.
Sir.
Last message to the listeners: take some shrooms once in a while. Check your ego.
Psychedelics will save your life in this crazy fucking world.